What's up with y'all, Mo? It's your boy TL. We back with another fucking video. Let's fucking get it. I've been sick as a dog for like the past 2 weeks. I'm back with some more content. My nigga 1090 Jake, hot ass, he dropped something. You hear me? Y'all know who 1090 Jake is. Y'all look him up. He got a YouTube channel. Woo woo. Allegedly he hot. That's besides the motherfucking point. This is my YouTube channel. Fuck 1090 Jake. We got some shit for y'all today. Well, I got some shit for y'all because this is my brand. This is my business. TL. But, man, before we even keep, I need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe for me. That's going to take me a long way. You feel me? Get me where I'm trying to go and all that. So, I need y'all to go ahead do that for a guy. Yeah, man. I'm back off the cold recovery. Yeah, I'm about to go full, you hear me? Full fucking throttle. You hear me? No kidding. Let's go ahead and jump into this bitch though.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on a Florida boy that gunned down a sheriff's deputy after refusing to go back to jail. Sunday, March 12th, 2023. A Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy was dispatched at 6:15 p.m. for an auto burglary in St. Petersburg, Florida. Arriving on scene, the deputy spoke with a witness who gave a detailed description of a suspect who he observed checking yards, houses, and looking into parked vehicles as he walked by. The witness followed behind the suspect, watching as he broke into a neighbor's Ford F-150 and began stuffing his pockets with items from inside. The witness was even able to record the suspect on video as he exited the truck.
Niggas be doing crimes, they be dumb as shit. Dumb as shit. A nigga recorded you doing this shit. Bro, you're going to jail, fool. Ain't nothing past that, gang. Think about it, Slim. Somebody say, oh yeah, I seen him do it. They could possibly go, you could go against it. But bro, when they got that camera right there, they record your dumb ass, it's over with.
A sheriff's corporal arrived nearby to help establish a perimeter when he saw the suspect running alongside a church fence. With his police lights activated, the corporal radioed in for nearby deputies, and within 1 minute, Sergeant Jacob Viano and K-9 Deputy Matthew Aiken, along with his K-9 Taco, arrived on scene. The K-9 began tracking the suspect's fresh scent from the area he was last seen.
They named the dog Taco?
They'd follow the K-9 into a heavily wooded area when the dog alerted to a black slide belonging to the suspect. Continuing on, they'd find themselves behind a home on 60th Ave with a 6-foot chain link fence with horizontal slats that prevented them from viewing the backyard. Deputy Aiken lifted the K-9 over the fence before jumping over himself as he continued tracking, while Sergeant Viano followed 25 feet behind. That's when Viano heard Deputy Aikens yell, "Get your hands up! Get your hands up! K-9, stop! Stop!" 3 gunshots came from the side of the house. 1 bullet piercing the deputy's wrist, breaking the bone before exiting through the other side. A second bullet would enter his right thigh, pushing through flesh as it continued out the back of his leg. And the final bullet would strike the deputy's neck, making its way through a maze of veins and arteries while causing temporary paralysis as the deputy fell to the ground unconscious. The suspect then turned his gun on someone.
If y'all don't know what paralysis is, paralysis. I'm gonna try to say it without the accent. Paralysis. Go look that up. That's scary. He got hit in the neck. Bow. He could drop when paralysis. All he could do is see and is conscious. Bruh. That's scary as fuck. That's scary. That's scary, Slim. That is scary.
Viano firing another 3 shots as the sergeant dove left, dodging the gunfire while drawing his own weapon. The sergeant then pushed forward towards the suspect while firing 5 shots in his direction. 3 of those bullets would collapse the suspect, while the canine was latched to the suspect's arm. The sergeant would then call in for an officer down as he observed Deputy Aiken on the ground with his gun still in his holster. He'd been ambushed, gunned down, and the clock was now...
Gotta get my webcam so y'all can
as he was transported and rushed into emergency surgery. The 23-year-old suspect was identified as Zion Bostic and pronounced dead at the scene at 7:26 p.m. A bullet had grazed the back of his neck, another bullet his left shoulder, but the one that killed him was the one that was fired into his neck. Coincidentally, the same area he shot the deputy. Zion had been armed with a 9mm Taurus handgun that had been stolen from a vehicle the previous year. Additionally, a .380 Ruger was found in his front right pocket with an extended magazine. This gun had also been stolen from a separate vehicle. Within his backpack, deputies would find ammunition.
Y'all, go look up Ruger LCP right now, Slim. Look up Ruger LCP. He had a Ruger LCP with a leg on it. He crazy. He crazy. Any nigga walking around with a Ruger LCP with a leg on it, that little ass puny pistol with a stick on it, jump. Bro, they crazy, bro. That little ass gun. He ready to go to war with a nigga with a grenade in his hand. He don't give a fuck.
And magazines for both weapons. At only 23 years old, Zion's criminal history was extensive. He'd been arrested a total of 18 times for a total of 34 felonies and 24 misdemeanors since 2015. In 2017, he'd served roughly 9 months in Florida State Prison for carrying a concealed handgun. Soon after his release, he'd be arrested again on drug charges, placed on probation, and a violation would result in another 15 months in prison. But even then, after 2 short prison bids, Zion would find himself arrested only 5 months after his second release, now facing burglary charges. Bonding out of jail, he'd only last a month before being arrested for driving with a suspended license and fleeing and eluding. Given a mandatory court date, Zion would buck court, resulting in a warrant for arrest, which was active at the time of his death. His death sadly wasn't the first in the family, as his father had passed away in 2003 when Zion was only 3 years old. His little brother Isaiah, who went by the name Zay, had been illegally driving a car full of teens when he hydroplaned and lost control. He struck a tree, and firefighters had to free Zay from the wrecked car. While all 5 teens would initially survive the crash, 16-year-old Zay would die from his injuries a week later. Sheriffs interviewed Zion's mother after the shooting incident, and she stated she was aware he missed his recent court date and was facing up to 5 years in prison before his death. She further stated to deputies how Zion told her multiple times in the past he wasn't going back to jail, and sadly, he lived up to those words. The wounded deputy survived the shooting and could be seen leaving the hospital only 3 days later as supporters cheered him on. Physically, it's unclear if the gunshot to the neck is still causing a temporary paralysis, as on video, he can still seem stiff. Bullet fragments were removed during surgery, his broken wrist had been casted, and he'll have a long road to recovery ahead of him. But the sheriff's department remains hopeful he'll be able to work again. The sergeant who killed Zion was found justified in doing so and has been credited with saving the deputy's life. Now this case is a tough and important one for a couple of different reasons. A lot of times, if you've ever been incarcerated, you'll hear people say, "I'm never coming back." And a lot of times people are exaggerating, but there's a very few amongst the entire population that are willing to die before experiencing what they've already experienced incarcerated. Whether it was inhumane conditions, violence from the inmates, we don't know.
That's true.
There's pictures of Zion. He's holding a snake as he's taking a picture through JPEG. And I mean, he was released from prison on community, which is, you know, it's a housing level.
He was in a
He got
can.
max custody.
This nigga was in a
Everybody
can
knows
holding a
about.
snake.
In
He
Florida, you
crazy
got
as shit.
closed custody, which would be the highest.
How the fuck
where
you
you're not
that,
locked
man?
down in a cell 24/7.
Of course, the
medium,
jail,
low.
prison,
He
that
was
shit probably
community,
in
which
West
means he
Bubble
could
for
go
him.
outside of the gates
Of course,
and
the
work.
snake probably end up getting
So,
in that motherfucker.
it would seem he wasn't getting into trouble in prison. That's most likely how he was able to access a snake.
Oh yeah,
And he did very short
it makes sense.
amounts of time. But he was facing
Damn,
more
but
charges. And if he...
Time out. Coach, how the fuck is they going outside of the jail to work? In the city, you can't do that. That don't exist. You on good behavior. You could go ahead. Yeah, y'all could go ahead be on the cleanup crew. That shit don't exist. Niggas probably on the cleanup crew and doing little shit like that after they get out or when they on probation or I ain't never heard of that. I mean, my great grandfather said he did some shit like that, but he was locked up in the fucking 50s or some shit. I can see back then, but they still got that shit going on in Florida. You could, what? Criminals, or not criminals, but we gonna say prisoners could leave the jail and go work. That's crazy. That's crazy business.
been arrested for what he died for, that's an armed burglary. He was breaking into vehicles with 2 handguns on him, and he had just been released in 2022. Under Florida law, there's a PRR, the Prison Release Reoffenders Act. Within 3 years, if you commit certain felonies, they enhance the punishment.
Alright, man, that's the end of this motherfucking video. 1090 Jake, he not about to do shit but run his fucking mouth. That's the end of this video. That was motherfucking... Damn, they don't even got his name. Damn. That was the Florida felon. That's what we gonna call this motherfucker, because Shorty was just like doing shit. He ain't give a fuck. And he was shooting at the police, so yeah, we gonna go ahead and call him the Florida Viking, matter of fact.